Hello and welcome back to 5 Minutes of Relevance. I just want to go over the most relevant things going on with politics in Georgia. The court case that was brought against Obama over his eligibility issues seems to be an issue of the judge failing to rule accordingly and justly on the matter. I think it's a true travesty and a miscarriage of justice, especially in something like we have now as considering the digital age. The records indicate that Obama received foreign college aid, and if he was a citizen, then he would not have gotten this. Something else, we found some other press reports from 2004 that indicate Obama was actually a Kenyan-born senator for the Illinois seat, and pre-2008, Lester Holt told the whole nation that this was Congress's first Kenyan-born senator. There was a lot of speculation over the H.R. 4872 Obama health care bill and how it was actually brought forth, or where it had come from Obama's ideas. And his grandmother had finagled the health system in Hawaii when she worked for the government down there, and she got him a fake birth certificate. She got access to deceased Social Security numbers, and she gave Obama a Social Security number with the beginning numbers being 042, which is actually from the Connecticut registry. Either the judge that ruled on this in Georgia is blind or deaf, or both, and if so, I think he's simply guilty of political and judicial activism. The ruling was actually scheduled to take place today. As far as we knew, on the 1st, everything was in line for a ruling in favor that his name be struck from the ballot. And in a surprise reversal decision within 48 hours, the judge decided that he was going to pull a political stunt. Now the decision is left up to Secretary of State Brian Kemp. He should strike his name from the ballot, and Governor Deal should issue a warrant for Obama's arrest. With that said, I want to move on to the 2012 election. On Newt Gingrich, there happens to be quite a big blogger beef between me and Erick Erickson. Erick Erickson is a GOP activist. He writes for redstate.com. It's his own little production. Erickson is mad at me because every time I do an expose on some of the political trends, it drops Newt about 16 points in the polls. And this has happened repeatedly over the past several months. And Erickson, to me, is best known for his dithering when it comes to politics, whether you listen to him on the radio or you read some of his spoofs every morning. And he is guilty of his personal injections and lobbying into his reporting. And to me, the only reason that he does this is he's trying to protect his own investments, because he has a portfolio that's either tied to Bain or Clear Channel Radio or some of the other hosts that he's worked with. He's put personal investments in them over the years. And the only person who has remained neutral in the whole GOP nomination process that is an affiliate of Clear Channel has been Sean Hannity. So he's the only one that's been remaining about as neutral as Switzerland on the whole thing. My newsletter is the free press. Santorum doesn't pay me to praise him. And unlike Erick Erickson, who gets paid by the GOP and through Bain or through others that want to drop some money on him to write something, I don't make any bones about it that I lobby unregistered for the Tea Party, and that I don't accept money for people to lobby me to write certain things when it comes to pressmanship. I don't accept payment for a free press, otherwise it wouldn't be free. Moving right along, we're going to have a series of book reviews for February. I'm really excited about it. I really want to purchase Donald Trump's book and read it, but I kind of see his endorsement of Romney as like one money man to another. And I want to give Donald Trump true credit for his ideas, but I don't think that we're going to see them manifest the way we want them to for an economic reality and recovery in Romney, because we certainly haven't had it in Obama. And I don't think that everyone in the GOP sees Romney as the uniter that we've all been looking for, that we can rally around for a general election candidate. I really like Rick Perry's book, Fed Up. We're going to focus primarily on it over the course of February. But I also want to do a book review on Ron Paul's book, In the Fed. There's a lot of closet libertarians in the Georgia GOP, and we've already invited Ron Paul to come down here for this month of February. And I really think that Ron Paul deserves a second look. I'll be hosting tea parties now, probably through June, unless I have to go somewhere else. And these will be for Rick Santorum. We'll be making buttons, and we'll be making items that will give a proceed of donations for his campaign. If you buy something from my company, Creative Innovations, we'll give you a free campaign button with your purchase, and we'll also make a donation to his campaign. But you have to buy a purchase of $10 or more. I think that's completely reasonable. I just want to say a few things to close out. Iran is a serious distraction from our economic woe. I think that Congress needs to finish evicting Obama in this impeachment process. We just wrapped up the Eric Holder investigation, where it was imposed upon Holder that he resign or face criminal charges. The media neglected to report on that sufficiently, in my opinion. Obama needs to be out of the White House by March the 1st as we prepare for this next government shutdown. I know that we've had blips on the radar for economic growth, but we have not regained 200,000 job growth a month to replace the 25 to 30 million jobs that were lost since 2008. And the other thing I want to say about Iran is that Obama has really made us less safe when it comes to them, and I really think that they are paranoid and they are not stabilized to continue diplomatic trade, which is unfortunate because we need for Iran to come to the table, even though Israel does not want them there, and even though we have reservations about that process. On the last footnote that I want to add, Roseanne Barr announcing that she's going to run for the third-party libertarian candidate is a serious tarnishing for the third-party position, and it's actually, in my opinion, disrespectful to the work that Ron Paul has done. If you can't even sing the national anthem with some grace and dignity, I really don't think you should be running for president. And on that note, I think that it's also equally bad when it comes to the press, where we're having the next montage of, oh, these people are evil and heinous when it comes to the Georgia militiamen. So this week is going to be really atrocious when it comes to politics and judicial issues. The Georgia militiamen will have a segment that Channel 2 has supposedly done to expose how dangerous they are, but I really think that the huge disservice our press has done to the American people is that the press is not focused on the president himself as not upholding his oath, and that the issues of immigration and lack of citizenship are very serious when we have a $15 trillion deficit, and that is a sure indication of the immigration policies being laissez-faire. We're not getting the tax revenue from that, and there's other people like Romney, about 700 people, who have evaded paying taxes over the past 10 years that have caused us to borrow, who could easily rectify the deficit themselves. On that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you next time for 5 minutes of relevance.